Okay, another big landmark day in the world of Ipswich Town. Paul Cook sacked in the wake of this afternoon's 0-0 draw in the FA Cup with Barrow. Things haven't been going great of late, but I'm not sure anyone really saw this coming quite at this juncture, Stu.
No, I guess none of us really knew what was going through the minds of the new Ipswich Town hierarchy. Where would their patience run thin? Well, now we have our answer. This is a wholly ambitious new setup at Ipswich Town, backed by the American owners with Mark Ashton in the driving seat at Portman Road. And now we know. Now they've decided that in the long-term interests of the club, they said after long discussions, we've decided it's the right thing to do. So 9 months in the job, little over, for Paul Cook. I've got the stats here. 44 games he took charge of, 13 wins, 17 draws, 14 defeats. And when you look at it like that, it's not very good, is it? I know Paul would want to gloss over sort of the back end of last season, but it did happen, and this season is happening. And unfortunately, after that, we'd never thought we'd having this conversation after the 4-1 win at Wycombe, which was only just a month ago. But since then, that feel-good factor really has faded, and the momentum has just gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, obviously this week has brought not only a pretty drab FA Cup draw today, it's also brought defeat in the Papa John's Trophy to Arsenal, but I'm sure those weren't the games that truly decided the board to begin having these conversations. They've stated many times about having a healthy impatience for success, and that record you've just read out, Stu, is coming on for a full season's worth of football matches, isn't it? A full league campaign almost, and that kind of set of results wouldn't have come out particularly well in a full league campaign. But for me, the timing, I don't know. It's felt like it's been going in a direction, but I think we've arrived at the station a bit earlier than I was expecting to happen. But for a group of people who say they have a healthy impatience for success, it's not surprising that they've been having those discussions, and ultimately it has come to this.
I guess it's about trends, isn't it? And if you could anyone sit here and say that Ipswich were about to string together the number of wins required to get themselves back in the promotion mix? The answer would be no, based on the last few games. Today is the fourth time that Ipswich have failed to beat a team in League Two in cup competitions this season. They've obviously lost to two under-21 sides in the Papa John's Trophy as well. So all of those little things have probably stacked up against Paul Cook. It's only a few months ago that we were saying how refreshing it was that he, the way he spoke so passionately and just like a fan, and the attacking style of football was so much fun to watch. Yes, they were conceding goals, but they were scoring plenty, and they were easier on the eye, and it was better value for money to go and watch. But it's a results business, isn't it? And we hear it all the time, and the results just haven't been there.
Yeah, in a reign that you kind of have to split into two, don't you? He was a Marcus Evans appointment, and obviously didn't manage under Marcus Evans for too long, but the back end of last season took over a team that finished was 7th and ultimately finished well adrift of being in the playoffs. The big summer reset, demolition man, complete rebuild, and since then we've been searching for souls and trying to gel, and it just hasn't come together. I think you're probably right though, Stu. I think trends is the thing. It's not been trending upwards of late. It's been trending in terms of distance from playoff places and automatic promotion places. It's been trending away, hasn't it? So
yeah,
a difficult decision, I'm sure, because clearly a lot has gone into Paul Cook here at Ipswich. If you look through that squad, a lot of those players are Paul Cook players. Obviously Sam Morsey and Lee Evans jumping off the page there as Paul Cook players. A squad built for him in the summer is now going to be managed by somebody else.
Yeah, and there's a fair bit of contrition, I think, from some of those players. 19 of them were through the door. Sam Morsey, Wes Burns, among those that have taken to social media to say, ultimately, we've let the manager down, and I guess that is the case. Ipswich have faded away of late, and I think maybe the fact that these pack-out Portman Road games are on the horizon has played its part. We've got 28,000 plus due for that Sunderland game coming up, leading up to Christmas, big crowds also for some of the other festive fixtures. They couldn't really afford to let the mood sort of go the way it was going into those games, could they? So they're obviously not ready to let this season slip away. And the big question now is who next for Ipswich Town. There'll be lots of names that people are thinking about. How realistic some of them will be, I don't know. It still should be a job that will attract people because of the ownership and everything around it.
Yeah, league position aside, you'd probably have to argue it's a more attractive job than it was when Paul Cook took the job. Sounds like it's going to be a caretaker first for the next game, which is Charlton on Tuesday night at the Valley. It's Wigan on Saturday. Whether there's someone in place for that, we don't know who that caretaker is going to be. That's going to come in the next few days. But Mark Ashton said it's going to be an extensive process in his brief statement from the club tonight. So we will see how quickly they move on that one.
Yeah, we'll put out a few runners and riders on the website that we think might be in the mix. There'll be plenty more content from us, but for now, that's it.